My name is Michael Young, and I'm a lawyer who handles will and trust disputes in Texas. I'll walk through an example of a trust case that I handled a while back in Houston, give you an idea of the issues that come up in these cases and why it's so important to dig deep into the background and the documents of a particular contested estate or trust. In this case, it was a dispute among siblings, and it involved the death of their father, who had owned an apartment complex in Houston. My client hired me when she learned that the latest trust document that her father had signed before he died changed a long standing trust scheme that her parents had had when they were both alive. Her mother and father had executed a trust document dividing up the assets, mainly this apartment complex, between the children. My client lived out of state, and after their mother died, her sister was the one who was the primary caregiver for their father. She had their father execute a trust amendment, cutting out my client. Obviously, she was very upset with that, felt like she was being taken advantage of because she was out of state. She hired me to contest the trust amendment. And we filed a contest based on a lack of capacity and undue influence, similar grounds that you would contest a will. Well, the first thing that happened was I got a call and an email from opposing counsel saying, well, my client had a psychological evaluation of their father around the time they had executed the trust amendment, saying that he was of sound mind and had capacity, and that this attorney said, essentially, you don't have a case. You need to drop the case. Well, we didn't drop the case. And as it turned out, when we got into discovery, there were certain provisions of the trust document that did not allow the amendment that the sister had put through. The opposing attorney didn't even realize it. Certainly, the sister that we were contesting, the actions that she had done, she didn't realize it. It's only when we dug deep into the trust documents that we realized that what they were trying to do simply wasn't going to be effective. And the other side had made a mistake also when they tried to get the father to sign another document that attempted to make the trust irrevocable. And that was a contest, a dispute that lasted over a year. But in the end, we ended up getting our client just about 50%, her full rightful share of that trust and the apartment complex proceeds, a very good settlement. That goes to show you that a trust can be contested just like a will, but there sometimes can be independent grounds because a trust can be irrevocable, or it's a document that is not near as easy to amend as a will. If you're involved in a will or a trust dispute, feel free to give me a call and let's talk about whether you have good grounds and what the assets in dispute are. Because obviously it's very important that there be a significant amount of assets, and in this case, an apartment complex, assets that would go into an estate or trust. And usually that's going to be land, commercial properties, or money in an account that would pass through or is entitled in the name of a trust.